say...
Please, God, let that be the case.
That already happened with Obama. I really don't want to do it again.
All right, here's Trump. I won't cackle, but it was the first time I'd heard that, so I couldn't help it. But I mean, I might laugh a little bit, but we'll let you hear Trump.
Keep it playing.
We'll keep it
We'll
playing.
shut off your mic.
Here we go.
Who are you consulting with consistently so that you're ready on day one?
I'm speaking with myself, number one, because I have a very good brain and I've said a lot of things. In fact, in my book in 2000, I talked about Osama bin Laden, and I do remember somebody putting the book in front of Joe, and Joe saying, no way he talked about it, no way he wrote about Osama bin Laden.
Forgive me, who is Joe? Who do we think Joe is? Is Joe...
Joe Scarborough, maybe?
Yeah, probably. Okay, all right. By the way, when he consults himself, does he hold a mirror like you're the fairest of them all? You know, fairy godmother, and he looks in the mirror? Do you think he probably is more of Trump?
He pays Melania. That's in the prenup. She has to tell him that every day.
Can you imagine the crazy stuff she hears?
Before the World Trade Center came down, and they said, no, he really did. And I remember Joe looking at it in the book saying, I don't believe it. That's amazing, okay? So I know what I'm doing, and I listen to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people, and at the appropriate time, I'll tell you who the people are. But I speak to a lot of people. But my primary consultant is myself, and I have a good instinct for this.
Do you know what's amazing about Trump, Ben and Alicia? There's a lot that's amazing about him, but one of the benefits that his supporters see in him is they feel that he'll be a good manager, a good delegator. He brings together the best people and lets them do great jobs and pays them well and supports them as a leader.
They do huge things, magnificent and wonderful things.
Even Trump supporters say, well, we trust him to do that, to sort of get people around him who know what they're doing. And then he says something like this, where he's basically saying, I don't need people around me. It's coming from my head, which I think is the antithesis of what Trump supporters imagine the structure of his administration. You follow what I mean?
There are a bunch of people who have been making excuses. A lot of people who have been making excuses about Trump by saying he'll surround himself with good people. Right? We'll be able to control him. Michael Needham is the guy over the Heritage Action Fund, right? I mean, the Heritage has its own kind of action wing. He says, well, if Trump gets in, he'll just sort of be an empty vessel, and then we'll help fill that empty vessel. No, you won't. No, you won't.
Especially when he asserts here that he listens to him.
That's right. He keeps his own counsel. That's the only person that Donald Trump cares about is Donald Trump. It's the only person he listens to.
Morning Answer newsmaker of the day. Here's a name. Yesterday was Merrick Garland, nominee for the Supreme Court. Today, the name is Ben Schreckinger. Okay, who's Ben Schreckinger? He's a reporter for Politico online. I'm sure everybody checks out Politico and reads it. They have great stories there. He was denied entry to Donald Trump's press conference on Tuesday night, reportedly, despite having previously been granted credentials by the campaign. The move, according to a report at Politico, followed a threat last week from Trump officials to exclude Politico reporters from campaign events. Donald Trump was on, Katrina Pearson,
his spokesperson,
who is basically the female version of him, I think. She was on
she doesn't have orange skin or orange hair.
It's very attractive, but in terms of content and substance, I think she's basically Donald Trump.
I wonder how much she's getting paid.
I hope a lot.
How much do you have to make to sell your soul?
I don't think her soul was ever there to be sold, quite frankly.
According to people that knew her, it was.
It was there.
They're sad at the fall.
I don't want to be mean, by the way.
But I said, I bet she's making $200,000 a year.
Okay, yeah, I think he probably pays people very well. I don't want to sound mean. I don't know who she is, but she seems to me to really be a believer in Trump, and that's why I say maybe she never was kind of soulless, because I think a lot of these, unfortunately, with all due respect.
Well, no. I think that there's a lot of people. I think that
there's a fraction of them.
I think that what Ted Cruz got in trouble for telling, I think, on an interview with American Family Radio, when he said that Trump supporters are low information voters. People took it to mean that they were stupid. But what Cruz meant, and I agree with him here, is that a lot of Trump supportors see what
they don't seem to understand why people like Trump.
Watching it 24/7. They have lives. They're bringing their kids to school. They're working 2 jobs. They're taking care of their parents, all this stuff.
Difference between stupid and uninformed.
And then once they see him on a debate stage, once they see a pack out about him, they become informed about how he really stands on certain issues, and that's when they decide. That's why you've seen a lot of late deciding voters go to people, previously, like Rubio or now Cruz, because they found out this information about Donald Trump.
Here's Megyn Kelly going after Katrina Pearson, the Trump spokesperson, on Trump shutting out a Politico reporter and denying the press access.
Is this what we're going to see under a Trump presidency? Denial to reporters of access to cover him if they write something that is negative about him or his lieutenants?
Well, I haven't seen the report that you're speaking of because we've been busy winning tonight, so I'd be happy to look at that. But no, I don't think that's what you can expect. What I do think you can expect is, people being treated properly. More importantly, if you have a reporter that is not really reporting but just doing constant hit pieces for no reason, then that's something we need to look at. We have a lot of reporters who essentially have just been glorified bloggers who aren't really interested in covering the campaign or even the race for that matter. They're just out there trying to start trouble.
Hey, Ben, question. No disrespect intended. Her comment makes me
That's a very good point.
of what you do online.